Ingle. That was good.
You're on board with Garth Tander. Russell Ingles stormed through on the inside of turn 1. Pretty gutsy move. And they find their way out of turn 2. So Ingle then taking Tander for 11th position.
Well, he's being very courteous with his left-hand indicator on there too, Russell. I might just pull out and pass you down the inside at turn 1. I think. We touched on the subject of champ cars before, and they're running in Texas this weekend on the high-banked oval. And for those of you that follow the champ cars, I can tell you that Kenny Brack for Team Rahal has pole position. Don't forget to join Bill Woods and myself tomorrow night on Network 10 as we go on board with Russell Ingle.
Alex Zanardi's 6 as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is. A bit of a recovery after having a tough first couple of rounds.
Mark Scaife, meanwhile, has pumped out the gap between himself and Jason Bright to 5.5 seconds. Marcus Ambrose still has the fastest lap of the race, as you would expect this late in the day.
Remember that Russell is the ambassador for DreamDrive.tv. Check out the website, DreamDrive.tv, and you can play the racing game on the web.
There's Brad Jones. Still hanging on there, but he's lost a lot of track position after that stunning opening speed. He's back in 14th place now, but as his brother and team manager Kim said, he has been feeling crook today. There's Gary Rogers, team manager for the Valvoline Cummins team. And I wonder what will be going through his mind. He's always a very positive thinker, Gary, but I'm sure he'll be worried about the sudden loss of competitiveness of these cars. They were right there with HRT for most of 2000, and they've come into 2001. And it's just been a completely different story.
This is for position.
Sneaks up the inside of Cameron McLean. Now we'll be on the outside for the next turn. Turn 3, the Greenfield Mowers car's going to fight. They're going to go side by side as they come across the top. Hard break into turn 4. Tander swaps sides. There could be contact there. No, he just pulls the nose of the Valvoline car. Bargwanna, I should say.
That was almost a great move, but Jason wisely got out at the right time, because that was definitely going to end up in pretty heavy contact.
Doing a great job in that battle for 9th.
Remember Greg Murphy? Well, he's back in 15th at the moment after starting from pole, being adjudged to have rolled at the start, and he's steadily working away back there at the moment. He's actually got quite a lot of pace on. His last lap was a 1:33.9. In fact, he'd be very close to the quickest man on the circuit, Mark Scaife, fractionally quicker on that lap. Clearly showing that he's got the car speed today, but things haven't gone his way.
On board with Craig Lowndes, sitting in behind John Bowe. Very impressive performance from the Caterpillar Ford team. I know I spoke to team manager Les Laidlaw just in the break.
See how long the guys carry the brake for on the way to turn 1. They've got the brake lights on all the way to the apex. You can actually carry your speed, which is about 265 odd k's down the front straight, for a long time into the first turn here. Very unusual technique, and then you've got to steady the car down to the apex, and you can kind of drive it off the other side. It's not attacked and driven through in the normal manner.
Saying Les Laidlaw was showing me through this new car, and it's a beautiful piece of equipment, very nicely engineered, a lot of nice features on it. And John Bowe is certainly very happy with it. You can see the results here. He's running well inside the top 10. It's been a very difficult formation period for this team, but things coming together.
Still 6 laps to go, or a little less in fact, and with John in 4th and Craig right behind him, there's a possibility of manoeuvre here, so we'll keep an eye on this one. There are pretty hefty margins between Scaife, Bright and Radicic, so this is the battle. John's always been a tiger when it comes to being defensive. He knows his rights, he knows where to put the car and how to get away with it, and right at the moment he's making sure that Craig stays right where he is. Here's the order on the Shell Helix race score. Scaife, Bright, Radicic, Bowe, Lowndes, Ambrose, Seaton and Kelly. Further back, it's McLean, Bargwanna, Ingle, Tander, Morris, Jones, Murphy and Johnson. Stick with us. We'll come back with the conclusion of race 2 in just a moment. Craig Lowndes glued to the back of John Bowe as we work towards the end of this second race at Eastern Creek International Raceway today. And he's really pressuring John, who's the sort of guy who tends to respond by digging in deeper. Not an easy guy to get around. I mean that in a professional sense. Yeah. He's a good, solid, hard charger.
He would just be relishing this opportunity. He's complained that he's been caught up in so many incidents. There's Fred Gibson watching on, the team manager of the Gibson Motorsport operation. But John was saying that it's been a very tough couple of seasons because he's found himself further back in the pack than he'd like to be, and there's been plenty of pushing and shoving and elbowing. Now he's got himself up into the top echelons of the grid. He's actually got some enjoyment back into his driving. He's really enjoying his weekend at Eastern Creek.
Of those that have been penalised in this race, and the notables are Lowndes, Ambrose and Murphy. Lowndes is the guy who's done the best in terms of the recovery. He's got Ambrose behind him.